All right. Hi, everybody. My name is Anna White, and I'm the Advocacy and Action Manager here at the Hoosier Environmental Council. And I invited Sam, our Executive Director, to talk to me today. We are going to talk about energy and SMR bills today during our little legislative session recap. But first, we'd like to remind you that we have a mid-session update on Tuesday, February 25th at 7 p.m. Register even if you can't attend, and we will send you a recording the next day. The sign up link is in the chat. Now that that's out of the way, I'm going to ask Sam a few questions. Starting out with, tell me about the bill HB 1007.
Thanks, Anna.
Yeah.
So at HB 1007, there's a couple on the Senate side too, SB 423 and SB 424 are bills that are encouraging investing in SMRs in Indiana. So SMR stands for Small Modular Reactors. These are smaller scale nuclear power plants. And that's really what these bills are about.
Okay. So what is an SMR and why are they such risky investments?
Yeah, so in SMR, the concept is to modularize. So to reduce cost by building the parts in a factory, then shipping them to the site and putting them together, and you can scale it up with a number of different SMR side by side to get bigger generation. The idea is to reduce the cost of nuclear power. So some of the concerns are, in Hoosier Environmental Council, while not opposed to nuclear energy specifically,
Okay.
is opposed to this bill. And I would say we would invest different places than nuclear power. Nuclear power has stayed expensive since the 1950s. It's not new technology. The cost of solar power has reduced 99% since the 1970s. So one has just stayed expensive and one has dropped dramatically. The reason these bills are so risky is because they allow the utility company to charge ratepayers, so you on your utility bill, for the cost of designing, planning, permitting a new SMR, irregardless of that SMR ever gets built. And the track record has not been good for nuclear power and SMRs. I think it was last year, the year before, SMR, the first that was going to be designed in the country. Currently, there are no SMRs in the United States. There's only 3 in the world. It was at the Idaho National Laboratory. It went from a cost estimate of $4 billion to $9 billion. The date of completion kept getting pushed back. Eventually, that project was canceled. There was a project, nuclear power plant that was going to be designed, not an SMR, in South Carolina. That project went way over cost, over budget, eventually got canceled. The ratepayers never benefited from the new energy, and they're actually paying those bills for 15 years on their electric bills. We don't want that in Indiana. The cost of the most recent nuclear power plant in Georgia, the Vogtle plant, ended up costing $30 billion. This is the most expensive form of new energy. That particular plant was designed to withstand a direct strike from an airplane.
Okay.
And the reason they would do that is because they're concerned about being a target. SMRs are dotted throughout our communities are potential targets as well. So those are some of the risks involved. Unfortunately, these projects tend to be delayed, over budget. Sometimes they fall through completely, and we don't think Hoosiers should be paying for that. That's essentially a tax on folks for what is really a very risky business, something that should be Microsoft, Google, Meta, Amazon. If they want to invest in SMRs, that's great. Don't put that risk on everyday Hoosiers that are really struggling even to just get by.
Okay. And have you mentioned SB 425?
Yeah, so SB 425 is a renewable, well, the reason Hoosier Environmental Council was supporting it was because it helps cite new renewable energy projects on, abandoned mining sites, whether it be underground mine or lands or, strip mining or other, energy production sites. We supported it because we realized how important it is to get new renewable energy onto the grid. This morning in a Senate Utilities Committee meeting, they stripped wind and solar from inclusion in this bill. So they're going to use it to essentially push forward SMRs without community approval. And what the reason we support it is, unfortunately, we've got 92 counties in Indiana. We have 92 different sets of regulations for new energy development, and that's not working. The pace of new renewable energy projects is really slowing down to a crawl. And we need this energy because, one, we have growing energy demand. We want to support the electrification of our homes, of our transportation, of our industry. And there's new energy demands from data centers and that sort of thing. So we need new energy. We also need to be retiring our coal-fired power plants. They're the dirtiest form, they're the most harmful for our health, and the worst for climate change and greenhouse gas emissions. So we need to be retiring coal. We have new energy demand that's coming onto the grid. So that's why we need to build renewables. We don't have a lot of time. This demand is growing now. Climate change is only worsening. And so the fastest form, the cheapest form of new energy is wind and solar. And if you pair that with batteries, then it helps meet our grid demands more broadly, our energy demands more broadly. So what we need is the complement of solar energy, both at the utility scale level as well as in our local communities on our rooftops. And so that's what we want our legislators to know, and we hope that you will let your legislators know that we need support for clean, affordable energy.
Wow, well, thank you, Sam. I know a lot about this today.
Thank you. And thank you all for watching and being with us and following the Hoosier Environmental Council. There's a lot going on. We're also following bills on water, on land conservation, a number of different things. So we hope you will join us for our mid-session update to learn a lot more that's going on in the legislative session.
Yes, and stay tuned with our social media and those newsletters so you can help us out with our actions and learn more about the bills as we go. Thanks, everybody.
Great, thank you.